does it for me. Strip away, sweet, the varnish of sleep, minting, imprinting this part of me. Breakfast with you, here you go. Truth, utter nonsense, do it with me. With tethered tongue signal, the splendor of sleep. Vocalize, still I cry, this part of me I know. This you know, this I know. Breakfast with you. Sunrise does it for me. Fire infused with color, with dream. Blazing, reglazing this part of me. Breakfast with you, here you go. Does it for me, service supreme, me suffering, sleep, feeding, indeed I am this part of me. I know, this I know, this I know. Breakfast with you. This, thank you, does it for me. Sugarcane, rain, spice up the dream, addicting, uplifting this part of me. Spearmint, here you go. Sunrise, here you go. Nonsense, here we go. Thank you, here I go. Breakfast with you. What I'm saying is, blame is stupid. Can we evolve the dialogue and stop blaming other? Can we stop for just a moment and look at those three fingers that are pointing back towards us? When we point our finger in blame, can we look back at those three fingers and say, whoa, wait a minute, if I'm pointing out one opportunity for them over there to change, well, I'm pointing out three opportunities for myself. So let's look at that. What is my opportunity in all of this?
I drove a long way to sing your praise, but gravity walked all over my space-time. All I could do was rant and rave. I heckled myself, tucked my tail in, back to the crib, grow up again, back till the mobile with my favorite voices, a little hang time with personal choices. I choose a wrong time to show up right, blame it on peace. Man, I should end the fight with myself. What on earth am I thinking? I knew I took a chance when I gave up drinking. I choose an end time to step outside.
How is it we're all equal? What we need to find,
I choose test time,
and our dialogue needs to always be in the light of and in the language of this meaningful, actionable sense of equality. How is it we're all equal? Because once we find this, guess what? We're free.
Forget you, and I take you seriously again. I should be able to merrily row, but I come with conditions and I hardly know you. I should be able to run your game, but I blow a good lead and I pull up lane. I heckle myself, man.
Life
I should know.
is an opportunity.
Never sell short.
I think
I choose the wrong time to show up
that
right.
most of us
Blame it on
can
peace.
agree
Man, I
on
should
that
end the fight with
perspective.
myself.
Life
What
can
on
be
earth am I
seen
thinking? I knew I took a chance.
really as one thing.
I choose an
We could
end
say
time to step
at every
outside.
turn,
I choose show time
opportunity.
to stay and hide. I choose test time
And
to shout in class. I make the
it's an
Jeopardy
opportunity,
show and
you know, to evolve on a personal level, spiritual level, professional level, you know, creative level. Whatever it is we want to do, it's an opportunity to do just that.
Hello.
To whatever degree we can muster.
I think I thought you was someone else. Hello, I'm sorry.
And what fascinates me lately
This was some other song. So
is the notion of, you know, just whose opportunity is it?
I come all this way
And
to
really,
the
this
top again.
is, I
Now
see,
it's not a good time.
one of
I choose the wrong time
the
to show
huge
up.
opportunities for us as a society in terms of our societal dialogue
What on earth am I
and
thinking?
the direction that we take as a society. It's really to ponder this question: whose opportunity is it to change, to evolve, to make the world right here, right now, a better place? Whose opportunity is that? Is it mine? You know, is it the opportunity of I? Or is it the opportunity of other? Is it the opportunity of I? Or is it the opportunity of other? You know, this other and that other and that other and that other and another over there and those others and all these others who should change and who should evolve and who should stop arguing and fighting. They should really come round. You see, we have this notion that it is the opportunity of other. Politically, that is what we have, and really socially. And even, I think, to a large degree, it has to be, because if it's a social construct, well, that is made up of all these individual constructs. And so we have this individual notion that really everyone else needs fixing up. And we sort of acknowledge, we pay lip service to the idea that we, of course, include ourselves in that. Oh no, I'm not perfect, we say. I know that. God knows, you know, I know that. But we don't really work on ourselves. It seems the thing to do is mostly to work on the other guy. And in both good and bad ways, we try to change the other guy, you know, get them to come around to our way of seeing things. So the idea seems to be getting the other person to change, changing the world out there. That over there is what we must change.
She laughed, her kisses shut him up. Trust me, my dear, you won't know I was here. She said I can put it back just like it was.
I have a friend, you know, who's in jail. He's in a federal correctional institute. And, you know, it's funny in that sense that he, you know, in one sense admits that he has done wrong. He called me in to help him write something about his experience and try to raise some money, you know, from our writings to pay restitution to the people that he admits, you know, I did them wrong.
He had never seen love come on.
But he spent 3 years on this vendetta against his past. You know, it's really, the fault of this thing that happened in my past and these people. And, you know, that is what I must deal with first in order to make things right. Because it's these others who have the opportunity to change. They must pay for what they've done, and we must change the way these systems work.
At night, you know, I fear that come the dawn you won't be here, and it will never be just like it was. The king's men on their horses retreated because even they could not put it back just like it was. left frosting stuck to places in the kitchen and in his thoughts. You won't know I was here, she said. That's what I fear, he said. It will never be just like it was. Send all of your horses and all of your men. They cannot take apart what you have done to him. The queen sent her horses, she sent all of her men. They just handed him the pieces and left him puzzled again. Yeah, they just retreated, handed him the pieces and left him puzzled again. Just like it was. I knew it'd be so hard to show there really is no going anyway. I knew it was time to leave it, hard as it might be, believe it. Don't you have one good damn thing to say? How can you just sit and stare and stroke and twirl your hair? You act as though I've asked you for the time, but time is what you wouldn't give. You took it, take the way you live, you leave the rest of the whole damn world behind. It's the story of your lies, a tale you chase, a compromise, a lie you say you give yourself away. It's the story of your lies, you want us all to compromise, but damn you, I won't give myself that way. It's a world of take me of the oceans become mighty rivers. Go back home and start it off again. It's time to leave it, as it might be, believe it. You don't have to say one good damn thing, 'cause I know that there's no leaving. As it might be, believe it, I have to do it now, I'll have it then. It's the story of your lies, afraid of love and alibis, a lie you say you give yourself away. It's the story of our lives, it's better without compromise.
Well, I guess for me,
Give ourselves away.
the interesting notion is, you know, what if life is primarily an opportunity for I?
Let's never give ourselves away.
It is the opportunity, you know, for I to evolve in the direction that I would like to evolve. It is the opportunity for I to live. that highest sort of idea that I have about how humans might live, what it means to be human.
I am drowning.
It is not necessarily, you know, my opportunity, the opportunity of I, to go around slamming the rest of the world into conformity.
Push till I'm close to you, pull me away, put me together, then bang the big
So what if?
A dream of a pebble embracing the lake, empty.
What if it is my opportunity? You see, and we've talked about this in another context before, this notion of I, that we are all I. It is the opportunity of I. And things change when you look at it that way. Because suddenly now, you no longer, it's not possible to have groups of people. You can no longer have big groups of people that need to change. You can't put people in a box anymore. Whether it is people you don't like or people that you say you care for, like poor others. Poor them. And here's what we must do for them to change their existence, you know, because it is them. Look at them. I know what they need. But really, you see, that's that old idea. The opportunity is the opportunity of I. And so it's the opportunity to get down to the individual level and help individuals. Individual human beings, individual manifestations, shall we say, of I. That is who we can help, you see, one to one, eye to eye. That is how we truly help.
Allow me here now. Never end me. What have I done?
So I got into this conversation on Facebook, and it started when someone mentioned that Bruce Springsteen said that he had been singing songs about the gap between the American dream and its reality. He said he'd been writing songs about that for some, 30 years or something. And I wondered, my Facebook post wondered, which part of the American dream is Bruce missing out on? And what I mean by that is that here's another example of someone who is singing about other people. He's saying, other people, there's this gap for other people between the American dream and its reality. I'm not talking about myself. He's not saying he's talking about himself. He's talking about other people. And those poor others, and then there's those others who are responsible, who are to blame for the situation that those poor others find themselves in. So he's again sort of putting out this idea that life is an opportunity for others to change, make the situation, these others should change so that those others are better off. And in a sense, if it's interpreted in that sense, and if it's presented in that sense, well, then it doesn't really speak to this idea of personal opportunity, personal ability to respond to life as we know it, you see? The ability to respond, responsibility. And so this conversation I got into, I said, well, so what is Bruce saying that, the idea of blaming someone, I don't get that, doesn't make any sense. And the chap who had posted the thing initially said, well, no, we all know that blame, doesn't do any good. And then he went on to make it clear that what he meant was you can't blame the less unfortunate in society, it does no good to blame them for being in their own situation, which is what he says, you know, the Republicans are doing. The conservatives tend to blame poor people for their own situation and don't want to help them. And that sort of blame, said this fellow, is just no good. It won't do us any good.
Hello, I'm sorry, I've been lost so long.
And I said, yes, you're right. I do know that. Just like I know that blaming the conservatives
I drive all this way to sing your praise.
for the situation of these poor others is also going to do us no good because it's blame. And blame is retarded. It's just stupid. It serves no one. It serves itself. And that stopped the conversation because I had used his own idea against him, you see. And this is my point. This is my ultimate point. Why are we not all using our own ideas to see all sides, to see all potential perspectives of a situation? And see, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying the conservatives are more correct than the liberals. That, you know, it's the conservatives are right. Those people are to blame for the situation. I'm not saying that's any more right than the conservatives are to blame for the poor people. What I'm saying is blame is stupid. Can we evolve the dialogue and stop blaming other? Can we stop for just a moment and look at those three fingers that are pointing back towards us? When we point our finger in blame, can we look back at those three fingers and say, whoa, wait a minute, if I'm pointing out one opportunity for them over there to change, well, I'm pointing out three opportunities for myself. Greetings, folks, and welcome to The Road Less Travels. I'm your host, Les Iszmore. You know, out here on The Road Less Travels, it's not right and it's not wrong. It's just the way we do it. So think about it and enjoy the ride, 'cause you're the driver. Folks, out here on The Road Less Travels, we run into some doggone interesting things, and this month we're going to bring you a little something that has found itself a home in the Museum of Modern Art up in New York City, which is pretty interesting because it's actually a little device that you use to shave your head. It's called the HeadBlade.
Don't even start with me. I know we've been here before. I remember the air and the shadows and the sound of the floor. The longer we're here, the more I'm sure the one way out's a revolving door. So don't even start with me. I know we've been here before. Now don't ask me to prove it. I doubt I could build a case, but the feeling grows with me ever since I entered this place. I know we came in and needed two men. She was here, so were you. So don't even start with me. I know we've been here before. And I can almost recall what it's like waking up from a dream, where I know till you ask, then I don't. It's a maddening thing, but the thought persists. It's funny, I'm sure. The one way out's a revolving door. I can almost recall, but it's like waking up from a dream. Does it for me. Strip away, sweet, the varnish of sleep. Minting, imprinting is part of me. Breakfast with you, here you go. Truth, utter nonsense, do it with me. With tethered tongue signal, splendor of sleep. Vocalize, still I cry. This part of me I know. This you know, this I know. Breakfast with you. Sunrise does it for me. Fire infused with color, with dream. Blazing, reglazing this part of me. Breakfast with you, here you go. Does it for me. Service supreme, me suffering, sleep, feeding. Indeed I am this part of me. I know, this I know, this I know. Breakfast with you. This, thank you, does it for me. Sugarcane, rain, spice up the dream, addicting, uplifting this part of me. Spearmint, here you go. Sunrise, here you go. Nonsense, here we go. Thank you, here I go.